every time I buy a green top I somehow manage to get it bleached like the first time that I wear it. That's so annoying. I don't even know how I've managed to do that. I've bleached 3 green tops like this. How? I don't know what could have stained it. It's probably either this toner or this hair mask, but every time I buy a green top that colour, I somehow stain it in the same place. Anyway, on to today's video. Hello, welcome to the first video of 2024. It's so weird to me that it's 2024 because that doesn't even sound like an actual year. It sounds like I've time travelled. I don't know. I find when it's a new year, it just sounds really weird and I can't wrap my head around it. It's the same every year. But I thought I'd do a little get ready with me today and talk about and use all my favourite products from 2023. So I wasn't going to talk about any skincare, but when I was pulling out all my makeup to use today, I thought of one skincare item that I was really impressed with and I really felt like it made a big difference to my skin. And that's this, which is the Tatcha Silk Serum. I believe this actually came out this year and it is so good. I'm a huge fan of everything Tatcha. And the Silk Serum is meant to be like a retinol alternative. And I've tried so many retinols and all these different ways that you can use them, like introduce them into your skincare. Nothing's worked. It makes my skin so red and sensitive and they're just not fun to use. But this basically has all the same benefits, but it's not a retinol. I think it uses like cranberries, I think. But it just does everything a retinol does and you can use it twice a day and it's just really hydrating and not harsh. I explained that really bad, but basically it does everything a retinol does, but it's not a retinol and it's gentle. And I do think it really helps fade all my acne marks on my cheeks. It's one of the only products that I actually noticed a significant difference after about 2 weeks of using it. But this serum is like the only skincare product that really stuck out for me last year, so I thought I'd include it. On to makeup. There's a mix of stuff that's come out this year or stuff that I've just tried this year. It's basically just products that I've been reaching for constantly and they're my favourites from last year. Starting out with the Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched Face Base. This is the only primer that I went through multiples of. This one's actually a new one that I've just opened and it's got a Powerpuff Girls on, which is really cute. I like it because it's like a moisturiser primer mixture in one. It just makes your makeup go on so nicely and it really moisturises your skin. I like the way that it makes my skin feel because it feels really moisturised but not heavy. I don't know, I find a lot of primers don't really do anything because if you have loads of skincare on, what's the point of putting a primer on? But this is like skincare and a primer. So if I use this, I don't really put any skincare on with it. It's not sticky or anything like that, it just feels like a really nice moisturiser. And sometimes I just wear it as a moisturiser and it also smells so good. I've never understood people liking sticky primers because why do I want my face to feel sticky? People say it's meant to help your makeup stay on if you have a sticky primer. But I can just feel the stickiness on my skin and I don't like it. This one does make your makeup go on really nicely and it just makes your skin look really good and well prepped. I've spoken about this foundation in a couple other videos because it is genuinely my favourite foundation. It's everything that I look for in a foundation and I've never ever had a single issue with it. I think it's the only foundation that's never ever sat weirdly on my skin once. It's really glowy and hydrating. I find that you can kind of like sheer it out or build it up. I usually put quite a lot on because I like the coverage that it gives. It looks really skin-like and it lasts so well all day. I think with foundations, like the top thing that I look for is how it wears, and this one just wears so well. It pretty much stays looking the same all day. My only thing is it's slightly too dark for me if you look like that, but that is my fault for buying this shade. This is the shade Very Light 4. I think I could have definitely gone slightly lighter with it. I don't know how well my makeup is going to go on today because I was ill for like a whole week over Christmas and I didn't do my skincare once, which is so unlike me, but my skin just really suffered from me not doing my skincare for a week and it was like flaking and it went so dry and horrible. So this might sit not as nicely as it usually does, but I'm going to try and make it work. It just makes my skin look so good. I love this. I couldn't pick a concealer because I love these two and honestly I can't tell the difference between them. This is the Milk Future Fluid and this is the NYX Bear With Me Serum Concealer. And the NYX one's definitely a dupe for the Milk one. But I honestly can't tell the difference between them. They're both really hydrating and look really skin-like and they look the same on your face. Today I'm going to use the Milk one just because the Milk one has an applicator but the NYX one is on like a pump, so sometimes it can get kind of messy. Like, look how nicely this blends. I don't think I've ever had an issue with the NYX or the Milk one. Both the NYX and the Milk one have quite similar energy to the Glossier foundation that I like. Kind of hard to describe if you've not tried it, but they're just really like hydrating and glowy. And they just look so good on your skin and they look like your skin. They just feel different to other like foundations and concealers in a way that is so hard to explain. I'm a very pale girl, so I find that if I use bronzer I turn orange. So I don't really use bronzer, so I don't have a favourite bronzer, but I have this, which is the Charlotte Tilbury Contour Wand. Because it's a contour, not a bronzer, it's cool toned so you don't turn orange. But it's also got like the nicest warmth to it because some contour products that I have make me look grey. They're almost too cool toned, but this one is like the perfect in between. And it's kind of sheer, which is nice because it means it blends out really nicely and it looks quite natural. It also has never gone weird in my hairline, which is another issue I have with cream bronzers. They just like stick to my hairline usually and go really orange and blotchy and not nice, but this one never seems to do that. I'm using the Rare Beauty Blush brush, that took me about 5 times to try and say it, to blend out with, and I really like this blush. This brush? I'm getting so confused. What did I just say? I really like this brush. It blends stuff out really nicely. That took me way longer than it needed to try and say that sentence. Can you see how it's added some warmth to my face but not turned me orange? I like it. I'm a big blush girly, so trying to pick my favourite blush was impossible. I couldn't pick one. So I picked 3 that I think are my favourites to talk about. First up is the Rare Beauty blush. I feel like I don't need to say that much because everyone's tried them and loves them. They're so pigmented, like the most pigmented blush ever. And they blend really nice and they look really natural and you can also really build them up. I don't know, they're just like a perfect blush. They always look nice. Next is the Charlotte Tilbury blush. This is like a highlightery blush that's mixed together. I love this. It makes you look so nice and healthy and gives you like a Sabrina Carpenter glow. My only thing is with this, sometimes I wish it was a little bit more blushy and I have to put loads on for me to get like the pinkness that I want, but it is really nice. I just like to look pink every day. These are the 2 blushes that I mainly use every day. I thought I'd mention this Bobbi Brown Pop Rouge for lip and cheeks. I've not used this that much, but I tried it about a month ago maybe, and it's so good. It looks like I've barely used it, but you honestly need like the tiniest amount, and it just gives you the nicest little blush and it looks so natural. I love it for like no makeup days or if I just have like a tinted moisturiser on because it blends so nicely and I can just put it on my fingers and it looks so natural. This is like the most natural blush ever, but also it's so buildable. If you want like really pink cheeks like I do sometimes want, you can do it with this. I don't know, I couldn't decide, so I chose 3 to talk about. Because I've done the Charlotte Tilbury contour, I'm going to do the Rare Beauty blush. This is the shade Grace. I have all the shades in the Rare Beauty blush because they very kindly sent them to me. And I'd say my favourite by far is definitely the shade Bliss, which is like a baby pink. And if you're super fair or you've never tried a Rare Beauty blush before, it's like the perfect blush for you. Because you can honestly put so much of that blush on and you never turn bright pink. I love this blush, it just makes you look so nice. Because it's so pigmented, it lasts forever, so it's actually really good value for money. I've only ever run out of one Rare Beauty blush and that was the shade Bliss. but that is the lightest shade and you can put loads of that on and you don't turn bright pink, so I think that's why I ran out of it. But like a shade like this, you need such a tiny amount. This is going to last you forever. My favourite liquid highlight of the year was definitely this Rare Beauty one. The Rare Beauty highlight is actually the liquid highlight that got me back into liquid highlights. This shade's like the perfect shade for me, and it's the shade Enlighten. Sometimes I mix it with the blush and do like a glowy blush moment. It is nice just to use it like a highlighter like this too. But I like it because it like sets down and doesn't feel like anything on your skin. The glow it gives is so nice. I didn't like liquid highlighters for the longest time because they felt sticky and heavy on my skin, and like, oof, like thinking about it grosses me out. Like if my hair got around my face, it would like stick to liquid highlights and be really gross and sticky. But this one doesn't do that. It like sets down. I really struggled to pick out a favourite powder because I've been really struggling with powder. I've spoken about it in a few videos. I just can't find one that sits on my skin nicely. I love, love, love this YSL powder, and I use like a transparent shade, and it's so perfect. Your makeup stays matte all day and you can't see it on your skin. It's like the best powder I've ever tried, but I'm running really, really, really low on it and I can't find one for sale anywhere. So I don't know whether it's discontinued or what, but I can't find one to buy another one. I've tried a few different powders, still haven't been able to find one that quite does the same job as the YSL one, but I do love the Glossier one, so that's the powder that I picked for today. I've spoken about this in a few videos, and I just love this. Got a net like that and it just gives you the perfect amount of powder, but it doesn't make a mess, because I always make a massive mess with loose powders. This one always sets my face without it going too powdery, and it doesn't look flat. And it still lets a bit of your glow shine through, which I like. Because sometimes I find that after I put powder on, I look too matte, and then I kind of go in like a big circle trying to add back more glow, then I look too glowy, and then I look oily again, and I look too powdery again, then I've got so much makeup on my face. But this one is quite a nice mix of glowiness and matteness. Also, it doesn't look heavy on my skin. I don't know, I just think this is the closest I can find to my favourite YSL one, so it's my favourite right now. Plus my favourite brow gel has been this Kosas one. I either use the tinted one or the clear one. Honestly, I just use whatever one is on my desk. I think because my brows are quite dark and thick, I just can't tell a difference whether it's tinted or not. They just look the same in my brows. But they both hold my brows in place all day. And they don't go like dry and flaky, they still stay kind of flexible, but the hold is still there. The hold in a brow gel is like the number one most important thing for me, and also just not being flaky, because that's gross. Why do you want flaky hard eyebrows? I think that these do a really good job of doing that, and I also love the spoolie on it. I don't know, it's just really nice and small and really helps shape my eyebrows nicely. So for eyes, I picked two palettes, both Danessa Myricks palettes, and I think more people need to talk about Danessa Myricks palettes because they're like the best palettes I've ever tried. Honestly, these palettes couldn't be further apart from each other, but I love them both and I couldn't pick one to talk about, so I thought I'd talk about them both. The first one is the Groundworks palette, and this is like, everyone says this about neutral palettes. This one I do genuinely think is the perfect neutral palette. The bigger pans are like a pomade and the smaller ones are powders, but you can use them all over your face. I've used them on my eyes and my eyebrows and on my cheeks as like a bronzer. I also think it's a good mix of colours because sometimes when I look at other neutral palettes I do think half the shades look the same, but these ones all do look very different, which I appreciate. I'm not going to go too crazy with eyeshadow today, I'm just going to take a little bit of this warm brown all over my eye. They also blend like a dream and they're really buildable. The formula on them is so good. It's just, I don't know, I just can't get over how perfect this palette is. When I first got this palette I didn't think I'd use it because it honestly looks boring, but I reach for it every day. It's so perfect. On to the other Danessa Myricks palette. I think this one is actually my favourite palette. I love this palette so much. I have another Danessa Myricks palette that's kind of similar, but if you didn't know, Danessa Myricks does the nicest like duochromatic, is that what it's called? Duo-dimensional, I don't know. Basically just really shiny, sparkly eyeshadows that are so good. And there's honestly no one else that does eyeshadows like this, at this quality and this shininess. I'm going to put a few different ones on my eyes so you can see what I mean, because it's so hard to describe it, you need to just see it. I just like to use them with my fingers. I think the pigment comes out better that way. But like already, can you see? Like, it looks so cool. I like that a lot of the shades in this palette are pretty sheer. Obviously you could layer them on top of other colours and make them like more of a bold look. It's so nice when you just want a little pop of something in your makeup. Just have something like this. Like, it looks so good. I love them. Everyone needs a palette like this in their life. I honestly struggle to pick one mascara because I go through phases of mascaras where I love them for about 3 weeks and then I don't like them anymore and they look weird on my eyelashes. But this has been one of the mascaras that I keep going back to. And I don't wear this every day, I only wear this if I want my makeup to stay on all day. Or I think I'm gonna cry. Or going to a concert or something like that where my makeup needs to last forever during crazy situations. I have the normal one that's not waterproof. And it's honestly not as good. The waterproof one's so much better. I curl my eyelashes when I wear this mascara, because it actually holds the curl in my eyelashes. A lot of mascaras don't do that, but this one does, so I do curl my eyelashes when I wear this. It just makes your eyelashes look so insanely long and full and thick. They look like fake eyelashes, but I don't wear it every day because it's waterproof. I just can never get it off. I find it so hard to get off. The only thing that I found gets it off really well is the Benefit Oil Cleanser. I don't know whether this is Benefit as well, it's like made to get this off, but that's the only thing that seems to actually get it off quite easily. I really love the brush on this. I think it just goes through your eyelashes so nicely. Can you see? I normally build it up a little bit more than this, but I want quite a natural look today, so I'm going to stop here. But like the difference that just made, it looks so good. I think this is my favourite mascara, but I just wish it was easier to come off, and the non-waterproof one doesn't quite have the same effect on my eyes, but it's still a good mascara. I've not started dyeing makeup in a while because I was sick, but my makeup looks so good. Look how nice my eyes look. I wasn't going to talk about a powder blush, but I feel like I need more blush, so I'm going to have a quick look and pick out a favourite. I've had a bit of a cough, so I feel like my voice keeps going funny, so if I sound different, that's why. But I couldn't pick out a favourite, and I don't know why. I just can't pick one. So I thought I'd mention a few really quickly. It's probably my most reached for blush, and this is the Chantecaille Wild Meadows blush. And honestly, I like this blush. My only thing is, I think it's my most reached for because I spent £64 on it. It's a nice blush, don't get me wrong, it looks very nice and it's really pigmented. But I don't know whether I actually like it more than all my other blushes. I think I just reached for it because I spent so much money on it and I feel like I need to use it. My second most reached for blush is probably the classic Baby Pink Dior blush. I feel like this is just a classic blush that everyone loves. I love to mix this with a powder highlight and it gives you like the nicest glow. The only way I can think of describing a blushy glow is Sabrina Carpenter. That's what I think of. Sabrina Carpenter blushy glow is like what I get from that. Or I've been using the Half Magic ones, which are really weird consistencies. I don't know how well you can see this. They're a bit like squishy. It's the only way to describe it. Like if I press my finger in it, it leaves a fingerprint. But these are so pigmented, they sheer out really nicely and they look very skin-like and they're not too matte and they're not too shiny. They just look really nice on. But I think I'm going to use the Dior one today and mix it with a powder highlight because, I don't know, I feel like doing that and I think that'll be fun to show you because I do that all the time with this blush and it looks so good and I think more people should try it. I couldn't decide on a powder highlighter, so I thought I'd show you my top 3 because I only really reach for these 3 and I probably reach for them equal amounts. This would probably be my favourite, the Rare Beauty one. I think it looks so nice and no other highlighter gives you a glow like this highlighter. My only thing is, it breaks so easily. I've broken two. I've tried to fix this one, if you can't tell, it looks kind of weird. They just break really easily and I don't know why. So that's kind of sad about it, and I think I would use it more. I'm just scared I'm gonna break it, so I don't reach for it as much. My next favourite is the Half Magic one. I love this highlight because, I don't know whether you can tell, but it has like tiny specks of like a pinky purple in there. And because I always mix a powder highlight with my powder blush, it just gives you a really nice blushy sparkle. I don't know, I like how the colours look. And then this one I'm going to use today, I think it's my favourite right now. It's the Benefit Cookie Highlighter, and it just has like the prettiest sparkly glow. So I'm going to use this one today. I started mixing them together. I literally just mix them together like this, if you're wondering, because all my highlighters looked slightly too dark for me, and they were like leaving a line on my face when I turned my face at a certain angle. It's hard to explain if it's never happened to you. But yeah, they were just all way too dark for me, so I never reached for them. So I started mixing them with my blush, and then you couldn't tell because you wouldn't get a line. And they just make you look really blushed and glowy. It gives you like Sabrina Carpenter blushy glow. I've put too much on, but you get the idea. Talking about Sabrina Carpenter, onto lips. Sabrina Carpenter actually kind of introduced me to this. It's the Hourglass glossy lipsticks, I think they're called. It doesn't actually say what they're called on there, but Hourglass sent me these back in the summer and I forgot I had them. And then I saw Sabrina Carpenter use them in a video and thought, wait, I have that. I tried it again and I really liked it. I don't know how I managed to forget about them because I really liked it when I tried it in the summer. One of the ones where you have to like only click it a couple of times because the like billet of the lipstick's really soft and like snaps off when you put it on, if that makes sense. It feels like a lip balm and it just gives you like the glossiest, nicest colour on your lips. It doesn't make your lips tingle, it kind of makes your lips feel cold and minty because I don't like anything plumping, it freaks me out. This does have a bit of a coldness to it, but I quite like that. They take like 2 seconds to put on and I just like the way they feel and they look on my lips. And they're not sticky at all, which I really appreciate of a lip product. I don't know, it's everything that I look for in a lip product. It was hard to pick just one lip product because I have quite a few favourites that I kind of just switch between. I love the Hourglass glossy lipsticks I just showed you. The Clarins lip oils are also my favourite and I almost picked the Clarins lip oils over the Hourglass ones. They're my favourite lip oils by any brand. They feel so nice and hydrating on your lips and they also smell and taste like sweets, which is like the biggest plus ever. And another lip product that I love is the Glossier Ultra Lip, which is kind of almost similar to this but less glossy. It kind of again just feels like a lip balm and adds a bit of tint to your lip. It's still glossy but I wouldn't say it's as shiny as this. They're like my top 3 lip products of the year. This isn't makeup but I always finish off my makeup with this, so I thought I would include it. I think I've honestly gone through about 5 of these Tatcha Luminous Dewy Skin Mists. I'm running low on this one, if you can't see it's right down there. I just love this stuff so much. And I started putting it on top of all my makeup because, again, I saw Sabrina Carpenter do it. If you can't tell, she heavily influences all my makeup decisions because I think, I don't know, her makeup is just the best makeup ever and I will be following her makeup routine soon. I'm just waiting on a couple of the products to come in, but it's coming. I saw a video and she put this dewy skin mist on top of her makeup and it made her makeup look really nice. And now I do it like every day ever since I saw that because it just makes your makeup look so nice. If you look at my makeup before and then I spray it, I also spray way more than I'm meant to, but I like the way, I just like it, so I spray so much. Like, look here now. It just makes your skin look so nice. Like, my skin is skinning. It looks glowy. It looks so good and hydrated. I love this. I think it's not actually meant for your makeup. It's just like a hydrating mist, like skincare mist that you put on with your skincare, but it works well with makeup, so that's how I use it. That was my 2023 beauty favourites. Let me know if you've tried any of these. But a lot of them are viral products I feel like everyone's tried and I almost didn't know whether to include them or to pick different ones, but I just ended up going with my top favourites, and most of them are viral products, but then I thought they're viral for a reason because they're good, so I included them anyway. 2023 was such an amazing year, and it was honestly all thanks to you guys watching, because 90% of it wouldn't be possible without you. So I just wanted to say a quick thank you for that, and I don't know, I'm excited to see what this year brings. A whole new year. Scary. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. If you did enjoy it, give the video a thumbs up and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram and TikTok because I do post more content over there. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and let me know what videos you want to see in 2024.